Hey guys, Keith here, and welcome to beer review number 23. Today we've got CERVEJA, Colorado. It's a brewery out of Brazil. It says Brazil's craftiest brewery, and it looks like it is called GUANABARA. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's an Imperial Stout brewed with black Rapadura Cane Sugar. So, sounds really good. Comes in at 10.5% alcohol. Looked really good. Of course, I saw that Colorado there on the front, and of course, living here in Colorado, I had to pick it up. Never had a Brazilian beer before, so definitely looking forward to that. And it says it is Brazil's first Imperial Stout. So this is going to be a good test to see if they are in the Imperial Stout game and see how that progresses. It's got a nice little description here on the back. It gives a little detail of what they do in this beer, and I can already tell there's a bunch of sediment on the bottom, so apparently it is not a filtered beer, which, I mean, a lot of times I find that to be a good thing. You get a lot more flavor in the unfiltered beers, in my opinion, than you do some of the filtered beers. Not that filtered beers are bad. So let's go ahead, get this cracked open and check it out. It looks like it's going to be a little different than a lot of the Imperial Stouts that I'm used to, so, you know, being from Brazil, definitely ought to be a treat. So let's get it cracked open. Good hiss, smoke coming from the bottle, so it is good and carbonated. I could not find a date anywhere on this, so I don't know how old it is. It could be a year old, it could be 3 or 4 years old. I really have no idea, because I could not find the date. I guess it is either not on there, or it's just somewhere that's definitely not noticeable for someone to see very easily. So, but the hiss and the carbonation looked good, so let's go ahead and get it in the glass and see what it looks like. Pour nice and dark out of the bottle. Yeah, nice carbonation to it. Glad to see that. So it must be at least relatively fresh. Okay, not too much of a head, but pretty good for a 10% alcohol. Really, really dark. Let's check, see if we can get any light at all through here. And just barely some just ruby red around the edge. You might be able to see there. But pretty dark, pretty dark. So let's see, let's go ahead and get a nose on it. Oh wow, alright. Well, judging by the smell, it smells like this is going to be a real treat. A little bit of some interesting fruit notes on the top, but also some chocolate. No real alcohol, being 10%. You know, they've hit it very well. It's got a nice sweetness to it as well, such as maybe some molasses or vanilla. Real nice nose on this one. It just looking real good, and as you can see, that head is basically gone. So it's probably going to be a big one. 10% alcohol. Yeah, and big bottle too. The alcohol is just so faint. You can kind of get a whiff of the alcohol on the nose, but mostly I'm getting some chocolate, a little bit of some darker fruits, maybe some plums and dates, something along those lines. Really nice, really nice. So 10% alcohol. It's got a good nose on it so far, so let's go ahead and get a taste and see how it is. Brazil's first Imperial Stout. Here we go. Oh man. Wow. First of all, good job, Brazil. Unbelievable. Really good, and I can't wait to get more Brazilian beers. This, I don't know what this would rate. I tried to find any information I could as far as a rating and stuff on this, and I found some different variations, and the ratings were pretty good, about 90% out of 100. But as far as this particular bottle and this beer, I could not find any information rating-wise on that, or anything really for that matter. But definitely, so far it's tasting like it's going to be a very high-rated beer. Barely any alcohol on the taste. Let's see what else we can get. Wow. Molasses. The brown sugar, which must be the cane sugar coming from the black Rapadura, that really just complements this beer just really fully. That's probably one of the better stouts, Imperial stouts I've had in a long time. It's not real bold and bitter like a lot of them are. So you could go into this, if you were used to, say, maybe drinking a regular stout, you might be okay with this one as your first Imperial stout. You know, it is 10% alcohol, so you do got to watch that. If you're not used to these high alcohol beers, you might get pretty tipsy pretty quickly, so you'll want to be careful with that. Which, you know, I've got a lot here, big bottle, so I'm sure I'll have a decent little buzz by the end of this video, but, you know, I don't mind it. It's for the job. Wow, very nice. I love the taste. This is so good. It's strangely addictive. It's one of them tastes that you're just not really familiar with, but you just want to keep trying. It goes really well in this beer, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just so nice. And there is the roastiness of the malts. A little bit of hops, but mainly it's more of the chocolate and the malts. Those are kind of really dominating here. The sugar, the cane sugar, all that stuff is just really pronounced in this beer. And for 10% alcohol, it definitely is drinking like a 6%er. Real easy drinking, real nice carbonation, but not overly carbonated. So really impressed with this one. Probably better go ahead and let it warm up, see how it comes out. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty good one though. Alright guys, we're back now. Well, it's been a little over an hour now. This is definitely a beer that you'd want to sip. You don't want to drink this fast. The alcohol, of course, 10%. It's very hard hitting compared to even other 10%ers and higher that I've had. So a very hard hitting beer. Definitely have a very good buzz going on, as you can probably tell. As far as the quality of this beer, I have to say it's very good. It's been a little while now since I've taken a drink. It's definitely warmed up. But before that, it was just so unbelievable. So I'm hoping it is just as unbelievable so I can bring that to you and not have to give this one a not so high rating. But so far it's looking like it's going to get a good one. So let's go ahead and get a nose on it. No head, no lacing whatsoever. You couldn't get a head on this beer if you wanted to. Yeah. Alright. Very boozy on the nose. The alcohol is just so present now. But so is some coffee, some chocolate, the dark fruits there. Very interesting nose, I'll say. It's not bad, but it's interesting. It's got the notes that you'd want, the chocolate and the coffee and stuff, but that booze is real present. So as it's warmed up, that alcohol is just really awoken in this beer. So let's go ahead and get a little taste on it and see what it's like. Wow. Whoa. Oh yeah. That's a beast. Man. Definitely boozy on the taste. You know you're drinking an Imperial Stout. You know, but it's really good. It's not a bad alcohol. It's just a really strong alcohol. So if you're into them big, bold alcohol beers, then this is probably the one for you. You will have a very, very good buzz going on with this 10%er. Totally worth every penny. Very good. And, you know, as Brazil's first Imperial Stout, oh, I mean, it's just spot on. That is perfect, perfect representation of Brazil. Just a great Imperial Stout. So they've really combined, you know, some of the native sugars and stuff there of Brazil with just an extraordinary recipe to create this stout. This Imperial Stout is just unbelievable. You know, I'm really surprised about the head on this beer. I've had higher alcohol beers that still left some lacing and had a head on the beer, but this one is just, it looks as if it should be flat, but it's not. And it'll trick you. You might think it's gone flat, but it surely has not. So let's go ahead and finish it off and see what we think about this one. Man. Yeah, this is a great beer. Still getting some different notes. The vanilla is still there. Caramel. I'm almost getting a little bit of a tobacco taste, that rich tobacco. Just really complex beer. So this brewery really knows what they're doing. Let me check this information here on the back. Yeah, since 1997 they've been brewing beer. So, you know, not a real long time, but they really have got this recipe down. This is a really, really good Imperial Stout. So, definitely impressed with this one. That sugar really does it. The molasses, caramel, chocolate, the coffee, all that stuff just works so well in this beer. Really great. And as far as a rating on this beer, I've been debating between an A- and an A, and I might go with the A- only because I'm not sure what some of this stuff on the back is, such as the dating. I don't know what year this beer was brewed, but here's what we've got where the date probably should be. So, if you know what that means, be sure to let me know. Otherwise, I have no clue when this beer was brewed. So it could be, like I said earlier, could be anywhere from a month to a couple of years. But I do know that the sediment is so thick on the bottom you cannot see through it. And I did my best to get that into the glass. So it could have been there a while, but maybe not. I don't know. But still a very good beer. So I'm going to go with the A- on this one. Just because the dating isn't more clear. But definitely a great beer. If you should see this beer, I would pick it up. If you like dark beers at all, I would definitely pick it up and be ready to get your buzz on. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Very good, and I'd definitely like to try this one again. So I'm going to try to keep an eye out for it next season. So be sure to like and subscribe and comment and share and all that good stuff. And that's what'll keep these beers coming and keep these reviews coming. And I'll try to make it better for you and all that good stuff. So until the next one, I'll see you then.